What's going on, everybody? We are live. This is Underground Runaround episode 23. I'm your host, Brad Ross, here with my co-host, Pav Daddy. What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Good, man. I'm just glad the weather is finally turning out warm and bright and sunny. And it's just, it's spring's really going. It even got too hot already, but the weather's
Yeah.
good. It's time to start enjoying everything. So we went to the ballpark last weekend. We went to the South Bend Cubs game. Took the family down to South Bend, man. Got a hat, it was great. Went in there, got the hat, right? Walk out of there. Right as I'm walking out, this kid Pablo Aliendo hits a bomb over the seats in left field onto the concourse. Little one hop deal off the concourse. And I took off for it. There was a few kids going after it too, so I'm like, man. I told the one kid, I said, I'm sorry, it's for my baby girl. I had to get her the ball, so
You're beating up little kids for a baseball, huh?
not even close. It wasn't even close like that. But I mean, there wasn't a kid within 30 feet of me when I got to the ball. So you can boo me if you want, but it was great. It's great. My kid will have it forever. So we brought it on the show. Got to get a cube for it, but I sent the dude a picture and stuff on Instagram. I'm like, hey, just so you know, I'm like, we got your ball. I didn't know if he wanted it or not. It was his first of the season, but it wasn't his first professional home run or anything. So I just gave the guy's ball back, but not the case. Either way, he was real cool. So,
Hell yeah, lots of baseball. Lots of baseball.
but the game though, oh man, that was a good game. We went and saw them play the Tin Caps, the Fort Wayne Tin Caps, who are the Padres High A affiliate. And the only name they really had playing for them that I recognized through the hobby was Robert Hassel, and Robert Hassel was clearly playing above the competition at High A baseball. He came into the game with a batting average in the 360s, something like that. I think he went 0 for 3 or 0 for 4, but he was playing center field, and no one else on that Padres team was above 250. Their record wasn't very good. They're not, obviously that's not what's important about minor league baseball, but their record wasn't so hot, and no one really had anything surprising that popped off the charts. But the Cubs had some names. The Cubs have a lot of low level talent right now. That's has some hype behind it, and some of them are performing really well. Uh, Hendrick Pinango, man, that dude, his first at bat, I think he was hitting second or third. It's fucking absolute laser beam to right field. There's no doubt about it. The outfielders didn't move, and he was 3 for 3 or 3 for 4 on the day. He was just hitting everything. Uh, DJ Hurts, I know you like him.
Yeah.
Left-handed kid, man.
Yeah.
Holy cow. I think he was playing above his level too. He came into that game with a .93 ERA, just striking people out, throwing a nice firm 94 consistently the whole day. I mean, they took him out in a weird situation, and I don't know a whole lot about it, but um, he had walked, I think three guys to start the top of the fifth inning, no outs, and he had only given up one hit, and I don't know how many pitches he had thrown, but they took him out and didn't let him try and work through that. But he just lost command of the strike zone for a little bit, and that was the end of the day. So I don't know if that's a thing he has going on with him or what, but he looked really good until he lost the strike zone. Really good.
It'd be amazing if the Cubs could actually get some pitching out of their minor league system.
It would be something, wouldn't it?
It would be amazing.
Yeah, that kid looked really good.
They traded the only really decent pitcher they had, starting pitcher that came out of the system, right? With Dylan Cease to the White Sox. But even when you look at his numbers for the Cubs minor leagues, they weren't that spectacular. They didn't stand out. I suppose the White Sox just saw here's an opportunity to get somebody that throws hard, has the
Right.
potential to be somebody. But yeah, they've just been. I mean, that was when you think about Kyle Hendricks is really the. And we traded for him, right? They got him from the Texas Rangers, I think, right? And
Who's
some Kyle Hendricks.
I don't remember. I really do not.
I'm
Hurst
pretty
threw
sure.
78 pitches,
Right.
and they pulled him. So I don't know. I don't know how many pitches he generally throws, but I just pulled up the box score from that game. Cubs won 11-7. It's
Yeah.
a slugfest.
Yeah. So Hendricks was drafted by the Rangers.
Okay.
And like you really, we haven't had anybody that they've drafted other than, but again, they traded Dylan Cease. So like we haven't seen anybody go from being drafted and then making their way to the pros. And like really in a long time when you think about it, who have we had, other than like Mark Pryor, and he only lasted a year and a half or whatever.
Till
So,
he ate that line drive.
oh God, dude. He that was such a bummer watching. He had so much talent, man.
Yeah.
But it's hopefully those guys pan out. I really like DJ Hurst. I think the opportunity to have a power pitching left-handed starter for the Cubs is something remarkable. If that could pan out for them, because when have you seen a power pitcher for the Cubs? The last guy, who's the last power? Jake Arrieta for a year,
Right. Year and a half.
and so and like a power pitching left-hander, I can't remember anybody.
No. The answer is no.
Yeah. So it'll be pretty interesting to see if we can actually get these guys. Which I think we see Caleb Killian by the end of the year.
The Cubs also have left-handed Braylon Marquez. If he ever shows up again,
Throws gas.
he throws hard too.
Throws real hard.
I own his first Bowman Superfractor auto.
Yeah, he
So I
throws.
really would
100
love to
plus.
see him show up at any given time now. Just whenever he feels like it. That'd be great.
He's been going through some injury shit and stuff.
Yeah, right. Shoulder stuff, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think about the MLB season so far? We missed a show last week, so we've had 2 weeks of baseball games.
It's been great, man. Been great. There was a bunch of grand slams last week, which is always a good time. And then lots of roster transactions, things like that. Joe Adele is no longer with the MLB. Jared Kelnick is no longer with the MLB. Some super surprise call-ups. Royce Lewis.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we've been waiting for him for a while. He's still young. When you
I know,
look, it's
the
hard to
number
believe.
1 overall pick in 2017, and the kid's still like 22, I think. Something like that. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But there's nothing new on Marquez aside from 1 month ago. It says he's building up arm strength.
Yeah.
But he said he had myocarditis or whatever. However you say that. Probably from that thing. The Cove.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, it says he was a late arrival to spring training after getting COVID-19 in the Dominican Republic. Given that he missed all of 21 with the shoulder injury, he was going to have his workload managed this season anyway. But they say he should open at double or triple A and may have to knock some rust off.
Dude, have you I was watching the Cubs game before we got on here. And have you seen Dan Vogelbach?
I saw the play.
Is he bigger than Prince Fielder was?
I don't think so. Prince Fielder was such a large human. But Vogelbach, here's the other thing. It's proportional to his talent level in relation to Prince Fielder, too, though. because Prince Fielder was way better at baseball than Vogelbach is. Vogelbach's just a big dude, a big clumsy looking dude, little baby tank, like a little fucking robot tank guy that gets angry with
He's
anger issues.
he's he's the guy, right? That just comes to the gym and just does arm exercises.
Oh, that's funny.
Dude, like you look at his arms and they're just like these big muscular fucking, and then the rest of them just like this big fat fuck. Which I have more power to anybody that can play a professional sport being that out of shape. You know, dude, when you think he should be an offensive lineman somewhere.
Yeah, he's
He's that
dude.
big. He's big.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What's his listed stats?
It's fucking wrong, I'll tell you that.
6 foot 250. No way. He's bigger than 250. I'm
He's
250.
Big.
I'm
He
6
is
foot
so
250.
big. Yeah, dude, he is so big.
Yeah.
I'll bet he's at least 280.
He's way bigger than that.
He's so big, dude. Jesus.
Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What else? Anything else surprising? I mean, Joe Adele doesn't surprise me that he's gone. You know what does surprise
can't
me?
fucking
I will
hit.
say, Julio Rodriguez is cooking right now, boy. He's almost up to 300 in average. Yeah, I think he's got 2 more hits tonight already.
You love it.
They filed that complaint on them umpires, boy, and now he can't stop hitting, which is not a byproduct of anything from the umpires. That's just the kid getting hits. So yeah, that's great.
He leads the majors in stolen bases.
Yeah, and he's hitting and getting on base. Like he's playing ball now. Like he's ready.
I like it.
I fucking love it.
Hopefully I can get one prediction right.
Oh yeah, the Cubs are giving Vogelbach hell. That kid just struck him out.
Yeah.
Hughes just struck Vogelbach out, and the dude in the stands was pointing Vogelbach to the dugout. He has no friends in Chicago now. Did you see the play at the plate though earlier in this game?
No, I missed it.
Okay, so
I could hear it.
It was a pretty well hit ball to right field, and Suzuki kind of caught it off to the side, like he wasn't in position to like make a running throw, and he caught it off to the side of his body, throws the ball to the plate, and Wilson gets the ball, meets Vogelbach like a foot in front of the plate because he's already here with the ball, and they slide and collide, and Vogelbach gets all in his face about it. Like it looked like a clean play. He's just embarrassed, I think, more than anything. You know, get tough when you get embarrassed. But who knows? Oh, that's strike 3. This kid is cooking right now. Sorry, we're doing this live show, and this is incredible. What we got going on here with this Cubs kid making his debut. And he's striking everybody out. Vogelbach.
They listed Prince Fielder 5'11", 275.
Yeah, Prince Fielder was a large man. He bounced around when he ran. Like his whole chest section. And it looked like a little mini refrigerator bouncing around.
That's the whole thing about like those that measurement's taken so early. Like when you're signed or some shit, right? So like how often do they actually
I'm sure they
change that
update
shit?
it. I don't know. But I'm sure it's whatever you want it to say.
Dude,
no one says 168 and a third pounds. You know
Christopher Morell.
Does
guy that just got 145 pounds, it says.
Yeah, but it's all zeros or fives. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but there ain't no fucking way he's 145.
It's possible.
Did you see him?
What does Altuve weigh?
I don't know. But Morell's like 5'11" or something. I don't know. We'll see. I think he's a little thicker than that. I think he gained some weight since
they said Morell was hitting him off the scoreboard and shit in batting practice today.
Yeah. He gained pop. So like I'm saying like those listings, man. I think they're done so early that, and they take so long to update it that you just don't see it that much because nobody gives a fuck after they make it.
Sure.
Especially if you're somebody like Prince Fielder and you gain 40 pounds, you're not gonna be like,
Right.
hey man.
You think Prince was more than 300?
Oh God.
You think Prince Fielder could tie from a standing position, bend over and tie his own shoe?
Probably. Some of those guys, they are remarkably flexible and shit.
He's just so big, and I'm not even
Yeah.
calling him fat. He's just huge.
Yeah.
But he is kind of, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Dude, watch Fogelbach swing. Like he can barely get around his stomach. I can't believe it, dude.
Just naturally gifted with reflexes.
Dude, like he looks so stiff.
Yeah.
Swinging. I don't know. I don't know, man. But he's there. He's there and he's playing. He plays every fucking day. What the fuck? It's insane. Whatever. He's hitting 250. He's one of the best players on his fucking team.
Yeah. The Pirates are rough this year, man.
Dude.
But they're not like the Reds are trying to lose. The Pirates are at least like, I don't know. They're not trying to win, but I don't know. They at least have like big league talent.
Even they're like the Cubs.
Low level talent.
They're like the Cubs. They're just putting a team out there while they're waiting for guys to come up and shit. Like you got Brian Hayes and that, and frickin' O'Neal Cruz, right?
Well, they won't even call O'Neal Cruz up.
It's just gonna take a while, It's like they obviously don't have the pitching to, even if you can score runs. That's the thing with the Cubs. It's like, why? I don't know. There's no reason to really. I'd like to see Killian pitch, right? But at the same time, there's no reason to call him up and have him play for the shitty fucking team they got right now when he can, play on a decent team and get. So he's in AAA, so I mean, usually that's pretty good baseball.
I mean, he's just an injury away from having to get called up, I would assume. Is he on a 40-man roster?
I'd imagine he would be. Yeah, he's too good. I don't know when guys are exposed to like the different like Rule 5 and all that kind of shit. Like why you'd have to put different guys on. When do you have to put them on your 40-man and stuff?
He is not on their 40-man roster.
Yeah.
So whenever there is a Rule 5 draft or something like that, he would be eligible to be picked by another team. Another team could take him if they wanted to, but the deal is he has to stay on their roster for their big league roster for the whole season, or that team has to return him back to the original team. They can't take him and put him in their minor league system.
Yeah, so
I think there's another wrinkle to that too, but that's the overall gist of it.
I'd imagine they would he'll probably be on the 40-man by June or whenever.
It would probably be whenever they call him up. It wouldn't be until they call him up. Because if they didn't want to lose him in the off season, they could add him then without having to deal with service time and all that.
Manny Machado's still killing it. Fucking Mike Trout.
Yeah,
I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
The Angels might make the playoffs, dude.
They look like
we might get to see him in the playoffs. We get to see him and Ohtani in the playoffs.
That'd be great for baseball.
It'd be huge.
I would want to go to a game. I don't care who they're playing.
tell me this: if you were running the show in LA for the Angels, and you got Mike Trout, are you telling him, "Hey, dude, take it easy out there. Just don't do anything to get hurt."
I don't think so. I think if you do that, you would just DH him some more. But then, you got Otani. So, and now there's the universal DH. So, even if they were playing in a National League park, the pitcher's never going to hit. Otani's never going to free up. Like, that's always going to be his spot on that team, though. So, you can't even rest Trout that way if you wanted to try and do so by just having him DH a few more, maybe once a week. Along with whatever rest you already have in store for him.
Dude, I'd like to see him have another 10 WAR season. That'd be pretty sweet. Oh man, we really are getting to see one of the greatest players of all time, and for him to stay healthy at this stage of his career is really important.
Yeah, I agree 100%. You got to look at every Hall of Famer ever. It's not their first half of their career. It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
You have to be productive in your 30s. You have to.
But like even just like for him, I think he's already a Hall of Famer, right? But for him, if he can stay healthy and put together a really good second half of his career, then I mean there will be obvious talk of whether he, where he ranks in the top 3 players of all time, right? All of a sudden it's going to be Babe Ruth, Barry Bonds, and Mike Trout. And that's going to be the discussion that people will have.
So here's kind of my thing here. So if Trout, let's see, how many years has he played? 12 years already. So we call that like 11 full seasons. So he probably averages somewhere around 30 home runs a year. Let's see here. 162 game average. But that's
39.
But that's bullshit numbers. That's if nobody plays 162 games a year anymore. You know what I mean?
So right, you'd like to see him play 150.
Right, and he hasn't in a long time. Never has. Hasn't since 2016. So, he's not. He's probably getting a day off every week. But you still need him to average 30 home runs, moving forward for 10 more years. He could do that. He could hit 600. We're not talking about a guy to hit 500. If he's as productive as he should be for how good he is, he can move to a corner outfield spot or whatever in the back half of his career. As long as he doesn't turn into just a DH only. And, I mean, there's even room for that at the very end if he's still hitting, so who knows. But, a guy like this you're absolutely right. You're talking about you're not talking about a great player. You're talking about one of the greatest, undoubtedly. One of the greatest to ever play the game. Ever. And you can already say that at the age of 30. What, he's 30 right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can say that, and he's still got a guy that good should probably have 10 more productive years in him. I mean, like probably 6 or 7 really productive years in him, and then maybe it starts to slow down, but it's still way above average. So holy shit. Let's all enjoy this and just enjoy the ride, because you don't get to see this type of guy all the time.
If he can get into the 150 WAR range, Okay.
What's all time for that? I don't know who's number one all time.
So here's he's at 78.5.
Yeah, I'm not like
Number
a
number
expert
one
on that.
is number one's Babe Ruth at 183.
Okay,
Number two is Walter Johnson at 164.9. Number three is Cy Young, 163. Number four is Barry Bonds at 162.8.
I can't believe he's that low. Like how?
And
I just
then,
don't think Babe Ruth was that like. His numbers are just ridiculous. But I mean, it is longevity too, you know. But his
well, the
numbers are
thing,
absurd.
yeah, yeah, he's the all-time lead. Yeah,
He was
Babe Ruth.
38 years old and still had 100 RBIs.
Yeah, yeah, but he's the all-time leader in slugging, OPS, and OPS plus. But like the Willie Mays is at 156, Ty Cobb at 151. So if Mike Trout can get to 150, those are the only people that have ever got to 150. He would jump Hank Aaron's at 143, and then Roger Clemens. So like the if you consider like so if you're considering modern baseball, where does that start, right? So like A-Rod, it has 117, and he's like at the top of where I'd say modern,
I got
other
you.
than like Roger Clemens is up there, but he's a pitcher,
Right, Roger Clemens is 8th. I see it. I got the list now.
Yeah, so like it'd be pretty amazing for him to get that high,
And who's
but
next?
he
Who's
can do
next
it.
closest to Alex Rodriguez?
Ricky
Like Schmidt?
Henderson. Ricky Henderson at 111.
Oh yeah. I missed him. Okay. Yep.
But like
And
Mickey Mantle was
isn't this
110,
crazy? Ricky Henderson's stuff doesn't sell for shit.
except for his rookie card. That's
Isn't
some
that
big money.
isn't that crazy? The dude still signs autographs and everything, and people just like he doesn't get the respect.
Dude, just could play baseball forever.
Yeah, and steal bases.
Yeah, was never not slow or not fast.
Right.
Dude. That's some records that like his career stolen base record. I don't think that ever gets beat, right? Because it's
Right.
not as important anymore.
Right.
So people just don't do it.
Yeah. No way. Does he have the most in a season? Is 130 the most?
No, I think it would be colored gold if it was.
I have no idea.
Let's see. No, somebody had like 160, I think, one year.
That seems absurd.
It's pretty absurd. Let's see. Stolen bases. Single season.
What you got?
138. So he got close. Hugh Nickel
No
in
idea.
1887.
Oh, I don't even believe that.
Here's the kicker. Number 3, Arlie Latham with 129 in 1887. So there's two guys back then.
I don't trust the scorekeeping.
So like here's some shit for you, okay? And this is why Billy Hamilton was used so much. Okay, wrong Billy Hamilton.
Mike Trout is tied with Brooks Robinson right now
For
in WAR at 68 all time.
yeah, and like his WAR is already in the Hall of
Pujols
Fame
is only
range.
99.7. And Pujols was one of the most prolific hitters I've ever seen for that period of time.
Yeah.
His run from the jump, his first 10, 12 years of his career, just ridiculous.
It just the problem for that is that like it was the steroid era, right? So
Like,
your war is based against the
other,
average amongst the whole league.
right.
So those numbers were so inflated across the league that it just like when you look at like Sosa's war for those years that he had, it's not even close to like look at Sosa's career war. I mean, you would think it would be a lot higher, right? He has fucking 600 home runs and
I can't believe he's not in the Hall of Fame.
58. So his career war is 58.
I don't even understand that.
And like so he had 10. He had a 10 war one time. How many times has fucking Mike Trout had a 10 war? He's done it more than once, I think, right?
I have no idea.
Twice. But he's had 10.5, 10.5, 9.6, 9.9, and 8.9. So like he has had this incredible run of just top of the league seasons. So I mean, it's really difficult to do that where you're just the best in the league every year. He had
Right.
a 10 war in his rookie season and didn't win MVP. He was second in MVP voting. Who won the fucking MVP that year, man? Oh jeez. Oh my gosh. Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah, Miggy. Was that the year he won the Triple Crown?
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think so. He did win the Triple Crown. People forget about how good Miggy was,
Yep.
too. Same with Pujols.
Yep. He won the Triple Crown, so they couldn't not give it to him.
Right.
His WAR that season was 7.1. Trout's was 10.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty remarkable how good he is.
Yeah.
So I don't think like all those years, it really seemed like people are fucked up, right? It seemed like people just were really wanting him to get hurt and shit, and like I don't know, people are just fucked up, dude. But really, with a talent of that level, how people just don't want him to excel and do well is beyond me. I mean, we're it's a gift. We should treat it like a gift, right? That we get to see this guy fucking play. So I'll tell you what, if and when he comes to Wrigley, I'll be there that day watching some fucking baseball.
Oh, yeah.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of when the Cubs suck. You can go see someone like that for cheap.
That's the beauty of just living where we live, because you can do that with the White Sox. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can go hit up that dumpster just to go see a good ball player. You know what I mean?
But that's like I was telling you. There was tickets today, $25 in Club Box Section 7, right behind the dugout. So
that's awesome.
That's what we're used to paying $100 to $150 a ticket for that. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
How about Matt Harvey?
Do we have to?
No. Remember when people thought he was going to be good, though?
He was, though. He was good.
What happened with that?
I don't know.
He had 2 good years in a row and then just completely fell apart.
Mm-hmm. Sounds right.
that was their thing. Remember that he was the Cubs went to the NLCS in 2015
Yeah, and the
and
Mets
lost
just
to the Mets,
destroyed us.
and
A million strikeouts. That
and
rotation
he
was supposed to be the next big thing.
that was his last good year. He fell apart that very next year.
Yeah.
Just total dumpster fire.
What it was him, DeGrom, Syndergaard. Who else did they have? Steven Motts. They were ridiculous. That rotation was supposed to be the nastiest thing ever, and we only got it for like a year, maybe two. And Leiter Jr. is on pitching for the Cubs in the top of the eighth inning as I wait for my co-host to
Oh
return.
God, please, Mark Leiter Jr. throw well today.
Yeah, he just struck a guy out. So
Nice. That was one of the guys that the fucking Cubs were giving starts to
yeah,
before Keegan Thompson.
yeah, I couldn't believe it.
You fucking idiots. What the fuck is that about?
I don't know. I can't
I
believe
don't
it.
know.
65 pitches they pulled Thompson today. That's what I don't believe that. What's the deal?
As long as you keep starting him, don't you dare take him out of the fucking
Yeah,
rotation.
no shit.
Dude, what does a guy got to do?
Right. It makes no sense.
I don't know. But his ERA is down to 141 now.
It's fantastic.
He's going to get a win today.
Shh.
So he'll be what, 3-0?
Turn it. Double play. Let's go. This is podcasting, baby. We're running around live during baseball. We're just talking live. You're getting live baseball commentary this week. That's what you're
Dude,
getting.
I'm telling
I
you.
hope you enjoy it.
He's going to have his whip is going to be really close to freaking 1 after that game.
That's good.
Dude. When you think about, Wade Miley looked really good yesterday. Or when was it yesterday he pitched? Yeah. Like you said, he had a 9-run lead, but I don't care, man. Just throw well. Because I really think that
he is great trade bait.
Him and Smiley. Because you got both of those guys on 1-year contracts.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Huge trade bait. Wade Miley was, and the thing that blew my mind with the Reds is they let Wade Miley walk, but who did they sign? They signed like the exact same person for more money.
Let me look at their.
I can't remember who. You're gonna have to find out, but
yeah, they suck.
They basically signed that same exact profile of pitcher at the end of the season, and I think for more money than what Miley was supposed to get paid. So it was like they spent the offseason dumping all this money, and then they spent money on a turd for no reason. It made no sense.
Who did they sign?
So it was a left-handed pitcher, guaranteed.
He's not even on the team right now.
All right, so that would have been towards the end of the season. Let's see. When did they start spring training? Oh, Akiyama is a free agent. I didn't know that. They got rid of him.
Shogo?
Yeah, did anybody pick him up?
I don't know, but I love his name. Shogo. That's a good name, man.
Great name.
People don't realize how important a good name is in baseball. Like, there are baseball names, like fucking Pee Wee Reese and stuff. That's a fucking baseball name, man. I like Keegan Thompson is a good baseball name.
Yeah. Great name.
The guy that pitched for the Pirates today, JT Brubaker, that's a good baseball name. Got his ass kicked. That's a good baseball name, dude.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking. I gotta ask you, because I asked you before the stream about Wilson Contreras, the possibility that the Cubs talk about trading him.
Yeah, the Cubs. If the Cubs want to do the right thing, they extend Wilson Contreras, and I don't know why it's taking this long, and I don't know what the holdup is, and I don't know what the fuck we're doing. He's proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that he's among the best catchers in baseball year in and year out. You're the third biggest city on the earth in the United States. You have a top 5 fan base, no doubt, with fans all over the country, an endless supply of income. There should be no question about signing a franchise type catcher to a deal and have a building block for the foundation of your on-field ball club. It's mind numbing to me to try and think about why this is still something that hasn't happened yet. So with that being said, they're probably gonna fucking trade him. Just really blow my top off.
I found the pitcher.
Who?
Mike Minor.
Yeah. What'd they sign him to?
They signed him 1 year, $10 million plus a club option. Right? Club option for $13 million.
Yeah, okay. Oh, and he's in AAA right now.
Yeah, he was hurt. That's why I said he hasn't. I don't think he's even pitched this year.
And he's 34. Like, that signing makes no sense.
It's really weird.
Because
It's
Wade
really
Miley,
weird.
how much is he getting paid?
$10 million.
Yeah, exactly.
And Wade Miley had a good year last year.
Yep, it's fantastic.
You would think that you'd want to, dude. Mike Minor, 8-12 with a 5.05.
Right.
What the fuck were they doing?
What a slap in the face to Wade Miley.
That is really weird, isn't
absolute slap in the face. They really thought he would clear waivers or whatever? Are you out of your fucking mind? Morell is making his debut right now. Christopher Morell. Contreras is up there cheering him on too. Look at that. That's a good ball club though. You want to see that. They're cheering him on. They're not giving him the old cold shoulder shit. Granted, they're up 6-0. He takes a splitter or something for a called strike. So the kid probably didn't even think he was gonna play.
Does 145?
Check swing. They said he swung. Strike 2. So this could be a quick debut, you know? We're about to find out. What'd you say about 145?
That's what they list him at.
Oh, no way.
That's what I said, dude. That's old. He's probably 175 or so, huh? Look at him.
Yeah. He's solid. Fastball way up for ball 1. At least he can lay off that.
Yeah, good.
Not enough jitters going.
That wasn't even. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That pitcher fucked up because that was way out. If you get that anywhere close, and he probably swings at it.
Tries to chase him with a breaking ball that never threatened, and Morell takes it for ball 2. You're getting a live play-by-play of Christopher Morell's first big league at bat here. The bottom of the 8th inning in a 6-0 Cubs lead. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball up and in. We have a full count. Is it going to be his first at bat? Or is it going to be his first plate appearance? How does that work, Pav?
Yeah.
They're going to
You asked for the ball after I took my first walk. Give me that baseball.
Yeah. They're on the rails cheering him on, the teammates. Swung on, belted. Holy shit, the man has just left Wrigley Field on the
Oh
Waveland.
my Lord.
He almost missed first base. What a
Wow.
debut, Christopher Morell on the
Wow.
Waveland on a 3-2
Smoked it.
pitch. No doubt
Smoked
about
it.
it. Absolutely no doubt about it.
Good for him.
That's incredible.
If you look at
If his career ended today, you know what I mean? Holy cow.
he
111.3 miles an
yeah,
hour. He crushed it.
there's no way anybody weighing 145 hit one that fucking juiced.
Yeah. On the Waveland, dude. No doubt
But like
about
if
it.
you look
Just an
at
absolute bomb.
my brother has been asking me, so I'm surprised my phone's not ringing already right now. But he's been asking me about Christopher Morel a lot lately because I keep
The
telling
curtain
him
call.
about DJ Hers and Caleb Killian, you know, and like the thing with Morel was if you look at last year, he got moved. He played in Double A last year, hit 220, but he finally showed the pop.
Yeah.
And he hit 17 home runs. So this year, he's hitting 306 in Double A. So I think,
right.
But God, what an opportunity for him. Jason Hayward just went down. So they haven't reported why.
And Morel's a utility guy too. So
yeah, they said he can play anywhere on the field.
Yeah.
So he can play any position on the field.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll love to have that. If they just developed Ben Zobrist 2.0, you know what I mean? What an asset.
Dude.
What a guy you can just have in the lineup and not have to worry about it that day.
He is legit young too.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
He's 22. He's going to be 23 this year, but that's when you
is David Bodie ever coming back? Is that guy
I
dead?
don't think so.
Or what?
He got so terrible too.
I know, but he's hurt though, right? Like I think he's not on the team because he's hurt, not because he sucks, which I think he's good.
He's hurt, but I don't think
he's nearing rehab assignment 2 days ago. Yeah, he's 29, yeah, and he's just not.
Who was it? Oh fuck. You want to talk about? Did you see the report on Lonzo Ball?
I don't know. I saw the headline about his knee. I don't know what's wrong with him.
They said it's not healing, so they're gonna have to go back in. Probably he's gonna have surgery again.
Oh my gosh, that sounds terrible,
dude. It's terrible for the Bulls. Terrible for the Bulls. If you watched any of the playoffs, you saw you could see how bad it hurt the team anyway. Because you really started to push for wins after he left, and it took DeRozan going on that incredible streak to win a lot of those games, So I think without him as a facilitator, it's pretty rough. They got a lot of problems there.
So the game isn't over yet. There is one out in the bottom of the ninth in a Double-A game between the Biloxi Shuckers and the Mississippi Braves. Our good friend Nick Bennett matched up against Jared Schuster, who card people may know tonight. And Schuster is having a fantastic year. Good numbers. Had a rough go of it tonight. Biloxi is currently up 6-5. Uh-oh. Mississippi has scored 3 here in the bottom of the ninth in what was a 6-2 game to try and rob our buddy Nick Bennett of a win tonight. So Nick went a strong 5 innings this evening. What'd he do? 7 hits, scattered 7 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, gave up 2 runs. And what did Schuster do? 'Cause he's a name in the hobby. Schuster, not good. Not good today. 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 3 walks, 3 earned. So he got into a big jam early, and they had seen enough. His ERA on the season is still at 2.25. What else do we know about the game? Bennett threw 76 pitches. Schuster threw 34 in 2/3 of an inning and got pulled. Hopefully they hang on and win that one. Morell stays in the game. I don't know where he's playing, but I think he just made his first play as we were looking at the Biloxi Shuckers game. Yeah, here we go on the replay. Oh, no, they're just showing the curtain call. All right. That's not what I thought we were watching.
They're about to close out that game, huh?
Yes.
Dude, okay. So here's something for you. Man. The kid that they brought up, Brandon Hughes,
Yes.
came into the game with a 2-0 count.
Yeah.
Okay. Because Daniel Norris left with an injury. He walked that batter. Okay. He then proceeded to finish with 5 strikeouts and 1 walk in his 1 2/3. So every single out that he got tonight was a strikeout. This was a converted center fielder.
Yeah, he was dicing him up with that slider.
He I noticed too he wasn't throwing very hard. He was throwing, right around 93. But that slider was pretty nasty, and he wasn't throwing it real hard, just a lot of movement, tough arm angle, throwing it right in the right spots. But both Cubs debuts tonight have come out to play. Morell's playing third base.
Nice.
So already showing off the range of his ability to play multiple positions. Albert Pujols, how's he doing right now?
He's not really playing. He's not really playing at all. Sorry, Group Breaks Checklist just tagged me in the Instagram story. So that's pretty cool. That's my preferred checklist, by the way. So shout out to Thomas Wolf and Group Break Checklist. Big fan.
They have the best checklist. Like. They have the best one.
Yeah, I agree.
The team breakdown that they do is all I ever look at. It gives me such a good, list of everything that we're kind of looking for.
Agreed 100%.
That's it. Keegan Thompson with the win. 3-0.
Fantastic.
140. Get ready. Get the Cy Young Award ready, folks.
Cool. That's awesome.
Your mic's making a lot of noise. Is that just on when I mute you, it goes away?
I don't know. Might be my
Now computer. It's good. I think it's just because you're so quiet. It's trying to pick up the fucking spirits flying around you. The ghosts of fucking terrible Cedric Mullen cards pulled in the past.
What's he doing this year? What's Cedric Mullins doing?
He fell apart. He fucking sucks again.
Is that confirmed before I go back to bumping my my mouth about him?
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check, but I know he was having a rough go. 253, so he's starting to pick it up a little bit. Yeah, he's Who his strikeout percentage is up. His walk percentage is down. His hard hit percentage is up. His average exit velocity is pretty consistent. Line drive percentage down. Ground ball percentage down.
Where are you pulling
Fly
this
ball
data
percent.
from? Sorry, I don't mean to fuck you up.
Baseball reference.
Okay, I just for the people watching and listening at home, we pull all our data from Baseball Reference. I pull a lot of mine from MLB.com. If you ever hear us like question anything, like when we're talking about articles, we'll actually discuss a specific article. But if you just hear us bullshitting about stats, that's where we're going for our information.
Here's his problem. He stopped going oppo.
Really?
So his oppo percentage is down from 17% to 10%. His pull percentage up from 32 to 37.
So here's my question to go along with that, because I can play the nerdy nerd game all day long. So are they just pitching him inside more? You know what I mean? Like, has the pattern of pitching to him changed? Has it gone from
probably
30% pitches away to now we're just slamming him inside because he can't hit it?
Yep, you would think you'd have to go to
it's easier to pull.
I'm sure like Fangraphs and stuff has something you could look at.
Would you agree with I want to make a statement, and I just want to know if you would agree with this or not. I think, in my personal experience, it's easier to pull a pitch away than to hit an inside pitch the opposite way. That's like pretty common knowledge, I would think. Or
yeah, especially with power.
I had a very
I had
an inside out swing with power. Like, I would hit the ball to right center field the hardest, and I still think it's easier to get around
on a low ball.
Huh?
On a low ball. Inside. If you're an inside, if you're gonna inside out a pitch, if it's an inside pitch, your best bet is if it's low, right? So you can get extended if it's high and inside, dude, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you inside out tough, that, dude.
Because if it's down, then you're more like liable to try and golf at it,
Right, but
and then you don't know what the hell you're gonna do. But at least you have a better chance of getting to it. It seems like.
I don't know.
It's hard to barrel it up and in, unless you're literally like guessing and waiting on it. Like, if you know that pitch is coming.
But yeah, I would say you have a better chance of pulling an outside pitch, but it's definitely not something you want to try to make a habit of.
So for saying that,
that's a rollover ground out. Is what happens.
Just to poke at the analytic people, to say that his opposite field hit rate has gone down. Well, it's like, has he been pitched differently? I mean, I would think so.
Right.
So that's,
I would think so.
So to my point, I feel like there's always an argument, or like just a counter. Like, there's always another question to ask. It's not all like this one specific shred of data is the be all end all.
But it could be, it all ties to each other, right? So like if they see that he is taking the outside pitches and hitting them to the opposite side, then you stop throwing outside. And he's, if you know that his weakness is inside, then that's where you start throwing. Yeah, so it would all tie together. I'd like to see now a pitch breakdown for Cedric Mullins.
Yeah, and I don't know, dude. I would assume they can't track data like that. Everyone, like, I don't think everybody could store that much data. Like, that's so much data to track. Like, who's logging?
Oh, they got it. Fangraphs.
Man,
they log every pitch.
They're just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, is that like a searchable feature?
Let me see. I think you got to pay for some of the really good shit.
That's just crazy that it's even available.
Heat maps.
That shows you like hot and cold, but I don't think that shows you like pitch, like all pitches.
Let's see.
Anyway, Biloxi held on for the win. Nick, our friend Nick, got his second win of the year. And Biloxi moves to 17-17 on the season. Mississippi Braves fall to 14-20. And see what the Braves have going for them. This is Double-A, by the way. I don't recognize anyone besides Michael Harris in the Braves lineup. But Michael Harris is their leadoff batter. He's hitting .293. He's a 2020 Bowman Chrome guy, maybe? I could be wrong. I forget all of it nowadays. He was a third-round pick in 2019. He's 21 years old. He's doing real well. 289, 4 homers, 22 RBIs, 10 stolen bases.
You can give them an update on our fantasy teams.
Yeah, how's that going, Pav?
Wonderful. Well, it's going absolutely wonderful. I don't understand how I could do any better.
That good, huh?
I'm clearly the best.
Clearly. That's awesome.
I have 4 starting pitchers going today.
I had one and he gave up 1 million runs, so he'll no longer be on my team after today. I'm in first, by the way, friends.
Somehow. Allegedly.
I figure it out every week, don't I? Patchwork. That's what happens when you go from supposed to having the second pick to having the last pick. I had the last pick. I shouldn't be in first place.
I had Keegan Thompson, Dylan Cease, Jameson Taillon, and fucking Alex Cobb all pitching today.
What's cool is you might get them all again before the week's over.
They might all win.
That's even better.
That right now, Jameson, Dylan Cease, and Keegan Thompson all won. Alex Cobb is in the 5th inning, and they're winning 8-2. So I got a good chance.
I get Giolito back from COVID tomorrow, and then I can cut Chad Cool, who sucked for me tonight.
Dude, how about Dylan Cease, man?
Yeah. Unbelievable, really.
Yeah.
Salvador Perez, though, he's on the injured list now. Left thumb sprain. He hurt himself in the first half of a doubleheader today. So now I gotta go pick up a catcher. People are listening right now in our league, picking up all the catchers. Just hoarding them.
Would you say that the average are they're gonna? Do you think they changed the quality start fucking statistic to be 5 innings?
When did they implement it? Before you know what I mean? I need more data to answer the question. That's always my big problem. I love having a conversation, but I'm just gonna ask so many questions before I give you an answer. It's gonna be nuts.
Let me see. $1985.
So it hasn't been around that long. So I could see they could change that.
Right, but right. So yeah, like the quality
that's an easily changeable thing because you didn't implement it until 1985. So yeah, they could either remove it or just change the definition of what it is.
Right, and you change the definition, and then all of a sudden, all those guys back in the past have a lot more quality starts, right?
Right.
So,
right, you could retroactively change it for if you have game logs for however far back you have game logs for.
Right. So, and then there's
just make it says here until you're caught up. You know what I mean?
Right. Nolan Ryan has used the term high quality start for games where the pitcher goes 7 innings or more and allows 3 earned runs or fewer. And the Baseball Writers Association president, Derek Gold, referred to as quality start plus. So I could see them creating a secondary stat for those kind of situations.
Yeah.
Because the quality start now, guys don't throw fucking 6 innings anymore.
No.
It's remarkable what we're seeing, the transition we're seeing.
Yeah. More long relievers and, shorter starts. But you're seeing more guys that pitch 2 and 3 innings out of the bullpen too.
Which is kind of funny because like in the past decades, like you could say for a while, really, there was always a lot more long relievers. So the long relievers really went away in the 90s, 2000s, and 2010s, 2000. So now, like, we're getting back to the long reliever types. We're, like the guys like Dennis Eckersley and shit, man. You go look at those guys' careers, and they pitched a lot of games where they pitched, 2 and 3 innings. They pitched more often 2 or 3 innings versus pitching 1 inning. So I think it's getting back to that, but at the same time, they're doing away with the guys throwing 7 innings as a starter. So I mean, back then the starters went as long as they could, and then those long relievers, they were used when guys were getting fucked up, or you'd have a starter that went 7, and then the long reliever would come in and finish the game. You wouldn't have 3 and 4 relief pitchers.
Right. Yeah, and I think next week, as far as baseball goes, they have to cut down to 13 pitchers maximum. There's actually a hard cap on the 26-man roster or whatever that only 13 can be pitchers. So I don't know what all teams are above that now, but any team that are carrying extra arms, they're going to have to dump them soon. So I would really like to see that like 12-pitcher cap, just for the sake of not having 6 pitchers every game. Like, yeah, you have your 5 starters, you have like 3 swingmen, and then you have, 2 late guys and 2 middle relievers. Do it something like that. Have a few guys in your pen that you could start, that can throw 3 or 4 innings if you need them to, if this is the way we're transitioning into baseball. But yeah, the Iron Men pitchers of days past, never again. Never again, unless there's some drastic rule change that says you can only use 2 pitchers a game, or something insane like that.
Right.
It's gone, gone. Thanks for being a thing. Thanks for showing us, fucking badass stuff.
It's gonna be a weird year, dude. As we see the transition for all these rules, it's going to be pretty strange. I do like that. Yeah, I'll tell you one cool thing to come out of the extended period for the bargaining and all that before we got an agreement is the prevalence of double headers this year.
Oh yeah, it's like everybody wants to do
love
that
it.
now.
I love it. Fucking Ernie Banks would be having a field day, dude.
But it's like, oh, let's just cancel the game because the weather looks like it might be bad today.
Yeah.
Like they're so proactive and shutting it down.
I would say that probably, I don't know. Who the fuck
I don't know
knows?
if that's a good or a bad thing, but that's definitely what it seems to be.
I like double headers, but maybe they're doing it as a way to sell more tickets. Who the fuck knows? Because if you got bad weather, you're not going to sell a lot of tickets that day or whatever.
Yeah, right.
We did have a lot of shitty weather though to start this year. So it's actually getting to the point where the weather's been turning a little bit nicer. But yeah, we had three double headers today, right? On a Tuesday. It's pretty wild, man. I like day games though, and like as a Cubs fan, you get to see a lot of day games, whereas
yep,
throughout the rest of the league, it's not so common.
Yeah, no, when there's days where there's not a day game, it sucks, especially if I'm like in the office hardcore that day, especially during baseball season. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. You know, like play a game during the day. Give me something to watch.
So the Astros scored 13 in the first 4 innings. Failed to score the rest of the game.
They didn't save any for later, dude. It happens. That's Pav's favorite baseball saying. Save some runs for later.
It kills me.
That's all they're doing.
Let me know how to do that. You know,
right?
it's
Yeah,
like
let us all just stop hitting on purpose because hitting's so terrible.
Yeah,
so terrible of a thing. We only do it until we don't need to anymore.
Yeah, but like fuck you, dude. How many times have you wanted to bat under 300?
Right.
If I can go 5 for 5 today, it's gonna happen. They got a lob ball pitcher out there. I'm fucking juicing them today, baby.
It's nuts, man. I don't.
You know.
That is. It's just a crazy thing people say. You know, like they're superstitious or something. But it's like no, nobody's ever not trying to perform their best, especially in baseball. Like you're 100% accountable for your own statistics for the most part.
I'd be such a selfish asshole.
It's a team game, but it's statistically not when it comes to like individual statistics.
I'm 3 for 3 today, coach. How the fuck are you gonna pull me out of this game?
Pinch hitter my ass. I don't care if it's a righty matchup.
The ball looks like a fucking beach ball, dude. You better let me go back up there. Yeah, the Twins are still in first place in the AL Central. That's pretty surprising for me, man.
What's the White Sox record right now?
It's getting a little better.
I thought you had it figured out, pulled up, so never mind. Don't worry about that. So we're gonna play this game where I ask you a question and you give me an answer. So as it stands right now, do you know who's leading the league in home runs?
I do, because we talked about it.
Well, we're finally at the point in the season where it's like relevant to talk about statistics.
Aaron Judge.
Correct. He has 14. 14 home runs. He's hitting .315. He has 30 RBIs. Doing fantastic. Do you know who's leading the league in hits?
Ooh, is it Manny Machado?
No, but he is second. Machado is second with 47 hits.
All right, he
might be leading in average. No, he's not. I'm sorry. Taylor Ward is leading in average. He's hitting .380, but he has far fewer bats than everyone else.
Leading in hits.
Yeah.
Mike Trout? Nope.
Nope.
Nope, it's not. It's I don't know.
Rafael Devers.
Oh.
50 hits.
Because today he had a good game today.
50 hits. He's also tied for the league lead in doubles, though, too.
He's a good player, dude.
He has 7 home runs, but he has 14 doubles.
You want a good investment opportunity, it's Devers. He just never has seen the hobby love that the other guys from that year have.
He's been pretty horrific defensively. I don't know how he's done this year, though, but he's been pretty subpar. Historically speaking, but I don't know.
But they don't. No one gives a fuck. He's a hitter. God, they list him so big. They list him 6 foot 240.
Yeah, that's probably accurate though.
Yeah, those other guys saying 250. Get out of here.
It's probably accurate. So, do you know who's leading the league in RBIs?
Is that Judge too?
No one we've talked about yet, but another guy who's having a whale of a season. 20 walks, 13 strikeouts all year long. Small market guy. They said he left a ton of money on the table recently. Jose Ramirez.
Oh, okay.
33 RBIs. He has 20 walks and only 13 strikeouts. He's only hitting 281, but his on base is 380. So there's no issue there. He's got 8 home runs, 8 doubles, 2 triples. Just 21 runs scored. I mean, just killing it. Killing it in Cleveland.
Jeez, he's keeping that team afloat.
Mookie Betts is having a bounce back season, it seems like. 33 runs scored right now. Hitting 269 with a 357 on base. You know, doing real good. 6 doubles, 8 home runs. He's only 29 still, you know. I feel like he had a down year last year. But it wasn't that bad. He had a pretty good year last year. But it's just, he got like a hobby bump and then it like disappeared. But like he didn't really do anything to make it go away. Like he didn't hit nearly as many doubles as he usually does. But he still hit a decent amount of home runs. Average is okay, but his on base is still really good. It's not Juan Soto good, but it's still really good. Speaking of Juan, what's my man Juan doing? Who's leading the league in on base? Taylor Ward at 488. But that's inflated. He only has 100 at bats. Mike Trout is second at 443. He only has 116 at bats, but he has more walks than Taylor Ward.
Yeah, I don't. The 116 is probably close to.
Everybody's selling your Juan Soto shit. His on base is 387 right now. He has 8 home runs and 11 RBIs. That's how terrible that fucking team is.
That poor guy.
Yeah.
He's so good, dude.
He's so good.
Yeah. What a bummer for him.
Yeah.
He's only 23.
J.P. Crawford.
He's having a good year?
See on that list, yeah. Hitting 302, 384 on base. Having a great year at Seattle. Steven Kwan kid still around. His average is down to 270, but his on base is still really good. He was that story of early April.
Yeah, I picked him up for like a day or two. He sucked for me.
Swing and miss. J-Rod got his 11th steal tonight, I believe. He's a guy who's really turned it on, man. Julio Rodriguez looks like a real deal type of rookie. I'm not talking about hobby and a million home runs and all that, but as a big league player who started so poorly, to be where he's at now is remarkable. He's up.
The home runs will come for him.
Yeah, he's up to 265 and 326 on base. He only has 2 home runs, but he has 11 stolen bases. He's leading the major leagues in stolen bases. So to give the rookie the green light like that, you know, that's a lot of trust in a young kid too. He's been caught stealing 3 times, but still to give the green light to a rookie in a type of baseball that we see nowadays where you don't really want to run into outs, that's that's a good boost for his confidence. So I'm curious to see what he ends up with at the end of the year. Mullins hasn't fallen off completely, Pav. He's at 253, but yeah, he's slowed down. I can't dog him too bad. Acuna already has 6 stolen bases. Holy shit. What did he get an MRI on? I know he's been hurt, or they've kept him out.
Acuna?
Yeah, he hasn't played in a few days.
He's playing today.
Oh, okay.
He's got a hit and a couple walks.
Nice. Yeah, he's got 6 stolen bases already. Unbelievable. And he's good to go.
How good is Ozzy Albies?
Fantastic. Big fan. Big fan.
You just gotta live with the fact that he's never gonna be a 285 hitter.
Right.
But he's got plenty of pop. He's gonna hit you home runs. And he's going to help you win baseball games.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. The way the whole league is kind of, hey, I got. How about the fucking Chicago White Sox signing Craig Kimbrell last year before the playoffs, and they put him in they put him into the setup role because they're fucking geniuses. Here you got one of the greatest closers of all time, and you put him in the setup role. So it causes him to get into this mental fuck, and he has a tough time.
To a guy that's only been closing games for like 3 years at that.
Yeah. So
like,
now,
sure, yeah, he was doing well at the time, but that's not a closer. Craig Kimbrell is a career closer.
So now,
and one of the best at it.
They traded him, or they traded him again, right? They traded him to the Dodgers for AJ Pollock, which I like AJ Pollock. I
agree.
He's just studying it out over Liam Hendricks.
Yeah, what's he doing in the Dodgers right now?
Just let me see here. He has really good numbers.
Yeah, he should be killing it.
That's a good team for him.
That was a smart trade, though, honestly.
He must have got touched up. He's got 2.79 ERA now.
Oh, terrible. But yeah, it was much better. You're right.
Yeah, I'm sure, with relievers, it just takes one game. That's the thing, too. It could have been like some mop-up game. You're fucking winning 8-0, They send the fucking guy in there. He gives up 3 runs in a non-close situation. No blown saves. And just got touched up in some shit fuck game.
Yeah. Just let him get a go in there pitch. That's what happens too. So there's no a guy like that needs the fear or whatever that is, the adrenaline.
Kimbrell in the spring training pitched 2 innings, 9 runs.
He was just working on his fastball, that's all.
Jeez. Had a 36 ERA.
Probably does that shit on purpose.
Dude.
Let me just serve him up.
I just want to
get everybody feeling good. The old veteran maneuver.
He had a .49 ERA with the Cubs when they traded him.
Yeah, he only gave up 1 run, I think. Or maybe it was 2 by the time we traded him.
Right, 2 by the time we traded him. And the White Sox 509 gave up 13 runs in 23 innings.
Yeah, he got pretty shellacked over there.
Dude. Bunch of idiots over there.
8th inning ruined him.
I got to look at this game log, though, because I know he had a bad game here.
Yeah, recently. Had to have been.
Yep. Yesterday. He got the save.
Nice.
Nice. So he came into the game, it was 5-2. He gave up 2 runs.
See, what are we
gave up a home run.
What are we even talking about?
This is the thing. As a closer, he went from a 104 ERA.
Yeah.
So he gave up 2 runs and went to 279. He got the save. That's all that matters.
If the Dodgers could give him a 3-run lead every time, he could have an 18 ERA and win save every game.
Oh my Lord. He's about to be 34.
Yeah. I bet he's giving everybody a heart attack over there in Los Angeles too, though. He's a high drama pitcher, boy. You got to have the proper blood pressure to watch him pitch.
He likes to give up a hit or a walk basically every time he comes in.
Yeah. Makes for good baseball, though.
Yeah, where's his whip at? Let me see this shit. 1.241. He ended last year under one because he had such a good number for the Cubs.
Yeah.
That's the thing back in the day when you look at his really great seasons, a
Yeah.
.65 whip,
Here's a
point
stat.
.881, insane. He's still under one for his career.
So that kid Brandon Hughes, who debuted for the Cubs tonight, is the first pitcher in the modern era to get 5+ outs in his MLB debut, with all of them being a strikeout.
Nice.
He struck out every dude he faced,
Nice.
or every out he got. He might have walked and gave up a hit.
He walked. I don't think he gave up a hit.
So there you go. Struck everybody out. And then Morell in the 8th works a full count after getting down 0-2 and hits one out on a Waveland. What a
Whoops.
moment. That's how, see, the problem is, though, that's how all these fucking players get us right in the heart. Starlin Castro did that shit. Remember when he came up and had a monster game in Cincinnati? All these dudes show up and have great success early on. And then we're all like,
Castro was good for a
David
while.
Bodie's
though.
hitting grand slams all over the place.
David Bodie, on the other hand, there you go.
Ian
That's a good
Happ
one.
homering on opening day and then forgetting what a baseball even looks like the following year. I mean, he's figuring it out, but like things like that, they hook, they get you.
Wilson Contreras, first pitch he ever saw on Father's Day.
Yeah.
Fucking smokes it, home run.
And we can't
ESPN. That was the ESPN game.
Yeah, extend him. Ricketts, you're not buying the football team, dude. Extend them. The soccer club, whatever you want to call it. You're out. You're out. Pay them mortgages off on them buildings all around Wrigleyville and extend Willie. Just do it. What are we doing here? And then thank him for his patience. Like, god damn. What is the holdup? I don't understand it. I don't like it. Anyway, Pat, I want to talk about something I know you want to talk about before we get out of here.
Yeah.
This is a good subject here, boy.
Okay.
I want to talk about Topps Sapphire Formula One.
Oh, wonderful.
One.
I don't like money. Wait, yeah, we don't want to talk about this. I don't like money. I hate money.
So I know we're a little late to the party, especially since we didn't do the show last week. But
what a fucking mess.
But what the hell happened with that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Unbelievable. So I'll tell you exactly. I'm gonna walk you through that day, and I still don't know exactly what's going on.
This product was an exclusive to the 582 Montgomery Club last year, when it's for its debut. Right, that was the first time they ever made it. Right, F1 Sapphire was last year.
Correct.
And so it was $150 a box. Limit one box. I bought my box and immediately sold it for $750.
You said it was 150, Pav?
Yeah. Immediately sold it for $750. And like the market on those boxes continually went up to the point that last year's boxes are a little bit over $3,000 right now for a single box. Yeah, it was either 150 or 199. I know it wasn't over 200. But I'm pretty confident in that it was $150 a box. But that was one of those products that Brad and I have forever said from the introduction. Brad and I both joined the 582 Montgomery Club the first year it was available. And we've continually told everybody that it's a good deal, a good investment in the terms that you get exclusive to certain products, that the resale on them is remarkable. Or if you want the ability to buy a cheaper hobby box that's worth breaking open and you have a chance of hitting cards that can be worth money, it gives you that ability to just, break freaking Bowman Chrome Sapphire or any of that Topps Chrome Sapphire, and you can break it for retail price. You don't have to buy stuff on the secondary market, so it gives you access to stuff like that. So it's been a great opportunity to be part of that club, and we get grandfathered in at a really good rate because we bought in really early. But I would say the mistake we made is we probably should have both bought 5 accounts. So, but other than that, it's been good, but I am disappointed in this latest release of F1.
Yeah, do you know like how it dropped?
No, I have no fucking clue. You guys,
So
you messaged me, and I out of the blue. So
yeah, I don't really know what was going on or what I was doing. And sorry, while you were saying some of that, and I was listening to you, Nick Bennett shot me a message on Instagram because I said something on his story earlier in the day. So they've already won the game. He's already in the showers. They're having a good time. He just thanks, appreciate it. I'm like, we're just talking about you on the pod. So this what was the date? It was like 2 Fridays ago. So I want to say maybe May 6th for a date. Maybe this happened on May 6th. So I'm hopping around on Twitter, making my social media rounds, doing my posts, getting my breaks out there, trying to sell product. And I see people bitching about Formula One Sapphire this year not being a Montgomery Club thing. They're like, oh, thanks for the loyalty, blah, blah, blah. Posting screenshots of like the benefits of signing up from the club. It says you get like exclusive access to Sapphire releases, but it doesn't say specifically like what Sapphire product. And people just being really salty about it. And it was first launched on the Topps UK website, so they just dropped it over there. They didn't even drop it in the States first. Then after that, somebody was like, oh, well, it's live in the States now, but it's all bots. People are like, everyone in the thread was like, I couldn't check out. I can't check out. So this is like mid-afternoon. I actually went with my wife and my youngest daughter to lunch that day to try out some new pizza joint in Portage. We were sitting down in there waiting for the pizza. And I'm like, fuck it. Let me see if this thing works. So I click on it. It's $699 a box this year is what it costs. I put one in my cart, or I tried to add like 10 to my cart. It's like you can only add one to your cart, and everybody's like, we can add it to our carts, we can't check out. Like it's getting botted to death, blah blah blah. You can't check out. So I go through the checkout. I use my I don't want to say hold on. I use my default way that I pay generally. I pay. It just sits there and spins, and that's what a lot of people are saying. They're like, it just sits there and spins. Somebody's like, well, I used Apple Pay, and it went right through, blah blah blah. So after it's done spinning, I backed out. I tried it again. I tried it with a different payment method than the way I used the first time. Then our pizza showed up, and I just let my phone sit there and spin. And I just turned my phone off. I probably closed the browser. I don't know. I just put my phone away. I ate my lunch. I'm like, well, I guess I'm not getting one. And then when we drove home, I got an email from Topps. Your order's confirmed. It's in my account. All of that. So I had one go through, but I don't know. I don't know which way it worked, and I never got a confirmation that it actually worked. Like on the site. So it was butchered to say the least, and it hasn't shipped yet. But yeah, well, there's one coming.
what are those going for on eBay?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They were like double. They were like 15 right out of the gate. I don't know where they're at right now though. I don't want to look. I don't like doing that to myself.
Is that, do they list that as 2021?
Yes. 2021 Formula 1.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still doing 1,300 a box.
Yeah, that's great, really. But yeah, I'll be selling my box this year. I'll keep the first year one. I'm not keeping it for any other reason than to just hold on to it. I don't have any, vested interest in the box for myself. It's just a dollar sign to me, honestly. I'm sure it's what it is to a lot of people, but I'm not going to lie and say it's anything other than that. I don't have any interest in that. Like, I love cars and fast cars more than most people, I would assume, and racing. I actually enjoy racing of all types. But I'm not going to go invest a ton of money into, like, race car drivers. That's not appealing to me. You know what I mean? Like, baseball players and sports cards, yeah, 1,000,000%. I love it. But, like, my grandpa was like a part owner in a NASCAR collectible store in the 90s. Like, yeah, some of that stuff is cool, but, like, I didn't go, like, collecting drivers. I liked the cars. I liked all the different ways the cars looked. I didn't care about who was driving the fucking car. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't appeal to me, so it's just straight up dollar signs. And that's, not where I have my fun in the hobby. So I really don't do much in that field. So I don't really monitor the prices or nothing like that. I just sitting somewhere, put it up, and we'll talk about it later. One of those things. Hope it turns into a 2011 update box.
I think it's gonna be pretty valuable for a while. F1 is really popular right now.
Huge, absolutely. I would watch F1 over NASCAR any day of the week.
Oh yeah,
it's real racing.
Yeah.
No offense to NASCAR people, it's a more controlled, tight quarters type. I don't know. It's just, Formula One cars go faster. They got to do more turning, more control of the vehicle. What's accelerating and decelerating, things like I don't know. It's better. I'd rather watch it. But here's the thing though, I would rather watch it on TV. In person, I would rather go to a NASCAR race because it's a spectator sport. You can see that most places you can see the entire track from like the grandstand area. So you can always watch whatever it is that you go there for to watch. You can always watch that car or watch this or watch that. Or if an accident happens, you'll get to see it even if you don't see the initial beginnings of it. At a real race course, you don't get to see the whole layout, especially if it's in any type of urban environment or anything like that where you're gonna see one little stretch and then you're gonna wait and you're gonna see one little stretch. And I'm sure that's cool too, but I'd rather watch that on TV so I can know what's going on.
Right.
What else do we got, dude? What else we got? So yeah, that was just a pretty shit release by Topps, but what are you gonna do? They don't have to answer to anybody because it sells out so fast. There's no shortage of buyers.
I say for what else we got, I've been looking at some of the major rookie cards and stuff that we kind of watch for the market fluctuations and stuff. And it looks like the market really has kind of plateaued out like we thought it would, rather than going through a major drop in value. We're kind of seeing everything kind of level off. But we're seeing that across the board, I would say, for most markets, other than gas prices. But
they're actually so in the beginning of gas prices, I was like, oh fuck these gas prices. Now I'm like, holy shit, how much higher are these things gonna go before everybody just says, hey, all we need to do is just tell everybody, pick one day, don't buy no gas. If everybody did that in the country for one day, do you imagine the amount of panic it would cause? Because it's not it's something that the people who sell it and the whole supply chain of it depend on it constantly going out. It's something that gets burned and goes away forever. So it's if you don't use it for a day, that's in it. I wonder how much money you make in one day. What is gas sales in the United States for one day? How much money? And I understand
pretty interesting because we have very cheap gas prices.
Yeah, sure.
Compared to most other major markets in the world, other than fucking Venezuela and shit, right? Uh, but that's all they have. They don't have any food or anything. They just got cheap gas. But like, I mean, when you compare our gas prices to like European countries and stuff, we're actually a lot cheaper. So it's I would say
That's not
really
what we're used to, though.
we've been right. We've been really lucky in that like we have had really cheap gas. The big thing for the United States is we are a huge country. So there's a lot of space to travel. So we travel more than most people in most other countries. Like I remember I went to my sister's wedding in Chicago. So you know how long of that's 100 miles.
Sure.
So like, which she's up by Evanston, so the north side of Chicago. Um, but I went to her wedding, and uh, her husband's English, and all of his relatives are there, and they're asking me, how long did it take you to get here? And I'm like, it's 2.5 hours or whatever. And they're like, oh my god, that's a long time. That you drove a long way. And I'm like, well, no, that's not a
Right.
long drive for what people are used to in the U.S. We drive across states all the time, whereas for them, you drive across the state of Indiana, you're driving across the country of England, so it's a much different thing when you think about our gas prices and like we travel a lot more than most other people in our vehicles.
So what
That's
does
where it stings.
any of that have to do with these bullshit ass gas prices?
Uh, I don't think there's much help coming for the gas prices. I think until the war settles, that the gas prices are going to remain high, and like I think even after that, they'll come down a little bit, but they won't. We probably won't see $1.50 gas again
No, no, no,
for
not at all.
so
It gets to a certain point where once they know that you're going to pay that because whether you have to or for whatever reason, there's a certain point. It's like, okay, well, we can't ever get below this point again. We've already set a bar that these folks are gonna pay for it no matter what. And
it's
like,
really a remarkable thing when you think about it.
but so many people need it that they just buy it and they can't afford to question it or any of that thing. You know what I mean? Like, you have to
If
have it.
if you remember back, so you're a little bit younger than me, but in in like the year 2000, the summer of 2000, the gas prices got down at right in the Lake Station Portage there, where like the Speedway is on County Line and that.
Yeah,
There was like a little gas war going on, which the prices were already dropping real hard, but there
I
was
lived
like a
in
little gas war.
I lived in Bass Lake during that time period, but I remember
There
gas being very cheap back then.
it got down to 67 cents a
Yeah,
gallon.
I wanted to say I remember it being in like the 80
Yeah.
cents.
So like if you now to go back and find that low of a price, you're going way, decades and decades back. So like the fact that we were able to have 67-cent gas at that time was pretty insane. So like the fact that, we had $1.50 gas, at any time in the last 10 years is pretty wild.
Well, that's when they said the cost of, and we're not even talking about sports at this point. We're just talking, but
Market
during
fluctuation.
when when everything shut down, they were literally, a barrel of oil was negative money. It was
Right. They
costing them
paid you to
money
take it.
because they needed, it was cheaper to do that than to actually shut down the whole system.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So you knew at that point in time that that price wasn't going to stay there forever. That's a certainty because otherwise people go out of business. So is this them just recouping all of, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of that's them recouping some of that. Nothing is free,
It's tough because like even the price per barrel. Let me see where crude oil is.
because
It's not even like that crazy.
not only were they like losing money to produce it, but they were also not selling nearly as much as they were used to either, because everybody was staying inside. I wonder how much money the oil companies. I wonder if they lost any during the pandemic. I never looked at it, the numbers, but I know they're making like insane profits now.
They'll make insane. I mean, they've been. Let's see who's a big one. Yeah, I would say I'd have to look at their different shit. So Exxon had a gross profit of in 2021 of 64 billion, 100% increase over 2020. So 2020 they did 30 billion, 2019 they did 53 billion.
And I heard that they were at some crazy all time high recently.
I'm sure.
So everyone just blames everyone else. Oh, it's this thing's fault that your gas is so high, and it's this is the fault of why the food prices are so high, and it's this and it's that. It's like, well, at a certain point, you just gotta cut the bullshit. But
they're at 72 billion this year.
Yeah,
is what I'm seeing. So like they back in 2012 they did 112 billion. So like I mean it's going to be stupid record form this year, it looks like. Yeah. I wonder what their net is going to be. That means their stock is probably really nice to get into.
Just for now, though. You know what I mean? Like what? We're talking about stuff I don't know anything about, so I can't really talk. That means it's time to wrap it up, Pav. We got anything else, man? So I stole
Keegan
a home
Thompson
run ball.
is finally starting.
Oh yeah. So I stole a home run ball away from a bunch of kids at a high A game. Shout out to South Bend Cubs. Pablo Aliendo, shout out to him. My kid's got a memory for life. Whether she appreciates it now or not is another story. I just hope one day she does, though, because it's fucking cool. Nobody ever took me to games. Granted, my kid would rather, she's a girl. She's not super into sports, but nobody ever took me to do anything, let alone go check out a fucking baseball game and eat hot dogs and popcorn and get fucking home run balls. So that's super awesome. I'll never forget Pablo Aliendo, you know what I mean? Whether or not he ever makes it, which I hope everybody makes it. So whether or not he does, I'll always be like, I know that. Get that in the case, make sure my baby girl gets to keep that forever. The Formula 1 Sapphire debacle. One thing we didn't talk about, and I don't even want to, so we're just going to skip it, was the backyard breaks and Josh Luber thing.
I need to. Oh, okay.
Where they collaborated or whatever, and then
I didn't know about this.
I don't want to talk about it.
Tell me about it later.
You'll have to do your own research because I'm done talking about it. That's where I'm at with it. The newer, more recent story though. Did you hear about Platinum Card Breaks and what they did?
I need to watch the video.
I need to watch the videos. We'll talk about it next week. It's still relevant to talk about. It's a recent suspicious activity in the hobby. I can't. I mean, I'll call it a scam. I know exactly what I saw. From being someone who's been behind the seat of this camera for 4.5 years, opening cards and watching the way that guy moved during the in question moments. Yeah, 100%, no doubt in my mind. I know what that fucking guy was doing, and not only did I know what he was doing, he's done it before. He's practiced it a lot. So when you watch it, we'll talk about it next week. There's no defending it. There's nothing you can say to change the public perception's mind about whatever just happened there. And
Yeah, you're gonna have to do like a little inset video.
it's why I would have to get a third
We could
camera.
comment on it.
I do have 3 cameras. I would just have to move them. I don't use my third camera very often. I would have to get my third camera in a different position because I have a drop ceiling here. So for people that don't know, my third camera is not so great. It doesn't get high enough. Like my head is. That's why I can touch the ceiling and pull cards in and out of the ceiling. It's like an underground joke. Some people have me put cards in the ceiling. I put cards in the ceiling. It's a ceiling. I put Christmas cards and thank you notes and all kind of cool shit. It's just my little scrapbook of what I do here at Underground. So that's what I use my ceiling for. And these dudes, they have 3 cameras, and it's like they have, or at least tried to have, the most perfect blind spots or knew exactly where to be. And they still didn't. The point is, it was so, all the movements made it look like it was very scripted. When you break it down in slow motion, when you know what you're looking for. If you watch it in real time, you might miss everything. Honestly. It might be that slick. But the guy who caught him watched that break live. And so he was kind of like alarmed and then went back and watched it again and again or whatever until he saw. He said he watched it on his phone. He explains that he has a very large phone. I don't know what type of phone. He's like, my phone has a big screen. And I think he said he didn't see it live. I only watched it a few times. But I watch both parts. There's 2 parts to the video. He doesn't have enough subscribers to upload a video over 15 minutes at the time they posted it. But I heard that the Platinum went back and edited their video or something, like cut it all out. But like, why would you? That's a worse look than not even acknowledging it. Like, hey, here's this video footage that this guy posted of your break. And now that same break on your channel has now been altered to where that doesn't exist in it anymore. Because you can do it. From the YouTube Studio Editor, you can cut a section out if you need to. If you, like, mess something up. Like, if you made, like, an actual production error rather than a scam. You can cut it right out of the history. And then, well, yep, anybody new who comes by won't see it. So it's that's a good
It's
one.
fucked
man.
up.
Ooh. Is a Justin Fields National Treasures Redemption is the card that's in question. And granted, this is not a scam. Okay, so in a nutshell, before you see it, they open they open the whole case, all 4 boxes. They open all the cards right away and just put a stack on the table. And one of the boxes, he like sets right here basically. The other ones he puts in the garbage, but you can't see the boxes even here from the like camera angle that they use. And then someone in the chat goes, hey, you missed a redemption in that box. And he's like, okay, so Pav, you know this, you know me, you know, I made a joke for the longest time that I was home of the empty box, and I would hold the empty box in front of the camera for like a solid amount of time, and then I would throw it in my recycle bin. Well, this guy's like partially showing the, like, he kind of, like, he's not like, what's the word, methodically or like purposefully putting the box in front of the camera and showing it. He's like almost half-assing it in a way that it's like, hey, I technically showed you what's in the box, you know? But he has this redemption card, and it's in there, and you see it, like, and the chat catches it. But though, that would be fine. That would be an honest mistake. And he's saying, hey, I've thrown cards away before, this and that. But the thing is, where that redemption card is in a box sitting here, and all the other boxes are in a garbage bag. So he like yells at someone to go grab the garbage bag. They just conveniently walked out of the office. And while he's doing that, he does this quick little deal where he grabs the box and spins around with his back to the camera so that you don't see this box leaves the table. And then the guy comes in with the bag of garbage, and with the breaker's back to the camera again, he pulls out all the boxes out of the trash bag, and then comes back to the breaking area with that box from right here. And then you don't know which one actually. It's so fucking obvious that he knew that the redemption was in that box, and it was in that box he set off to the side. Like, it's so obvious because they threw all the other boxes away, took the trash bag out. They already got rid of everything. And then when they cut the cameras, they're just going to be like, hey, we got National Treasures Justin Fields redemption. Come on. It's so obvious. Like, it was so almost smooth that they've either practiced it or done it before, and I have no problem saying that because you can't convince me otherwise. But I'm sure their business is still doing all right. It's just such a depressing thing in the hobby that's the type of shit that gets the biggest headlines. Doing things the right way doesn't. Like what? What? I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to give the time of day to that type of shit, but it's out there and it's unfortunate.
Terrible.
Yeah, but watch those videos. They're great videos. Whoever made those videos, or shout out to whoever did it, because like I said, I'm a guy that asks a lot of questions about things, and he's very methodical in how he explains everything he saw, and it all like that guy can have his feelings from being the viewer. I can have those same feelings being the viewer, and also have the experience of being where the alleged scammer guy was. And there's no reason, if you put everything here, like I put everything in my garbage can or my recycle box that I take out to the recycling bin for all the cardboard. Why would I sit one random thing over here out of the way? He didn't do that. It's just the things he did, the way he talks while they're getting the garbage bag, just everything about it. It's like, oh yeah, if I was gonna hide something, I would start talking about throwing cards away before, wouldn't I? Oh yeah, I've done it before. It's not a big deal, like, oh, whoopsie daisy. I just threw a card away from a box that cost $5,000 like, whoops. Nobody's that fucking careless. Like, that's the most ignorant thing you could say. How do you defend that? How do you even defend throwing I'm so terrible at my job that I throw $5,000 a box cards away. Well, that's not a good look either. You literally can't even defend saying something that fucking stupid. And here I am saying I don't want to talk about it, getting pissed off and talking about it, because that type of scum is doing way better financially in life than a lot of people in this space that do things the right way. And I don't say that just for me. But those are the types of people that get to do just ridiculous amounts of business, and they don't deserve to. Like, they're not doing
Right.
the right things. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. And I knew when I started that the water was full of sharks to begin with. And it's just gotten worse. And then to pump these sharks up by some, other people, it's just even more ridiculous. Say they work hard or they're entertaining or whatever. Fuck that. They're shitty humans and they don't deserve what they got.
Right.
Like I understand bad people win in life. Like, I have no issues with that. Bad people get ahead. Some of the best business people of all time are some really shady human beings. But this is I like the hobby part of this more than I like the business side of it. I don't want to have to whatever. I mean, we're good. Underground's cool. I love it. I love the community of human beings I have. We're all good people. Like, for example, we had a mix-up in the shipping department today. Somebody got the wrong cards. I found them in 5 minutes because I had the common sense to understand what I thought had happened, even though I didn't directly ship those cards. It was a real simple one, and we don't even do this very often. It happens pretty infrequently, and I would think it rarely happens for a lot of really good breakers. But we shipped the Brewers to the person who had the Mets, and the Mets to who had the Brewers. And the first thing I thought of was the Brewers hit me up, or the Mets hit me up and said, "Hey, I had the Brewers. I got the whatever. They got the wrong cards." So the first guy hit me up, says, "Hey, I got this team. I was supposed to get that team." And the first thing that pops in my head, I go, the Brewers and the Mets are right next to each other in sorting trays. I've done that before. So I'm like, all right, hang on. Let me figure out what's going on here. I hit up the guy. I'm like, hey, I checked his package. I'm like, hey, your package came today. I'm like, did you get it? He goes, yeah, I'm at work. I thought it was odd. I haven't got to talk to you yet, but yeah, I got the wrong team. So boom, we found it right away. No big deal. It's great. I love it when it's that simple. But that's the thing, as soon as you make a mistake, all you can do is figure it out. So it happens. Everybody makes mistakes. But those are that's an honest mistake. I wasn't trying to steal anybody's cards. Like, luckily I have the human beings where if I ever did that with something very, very important and ultra valuable, I think my people would come forward. So that's good with those types of crowds. I don't know if you're gonna get that same deal.
Yeah.
It's so easy to like. For me, it would be so easy to like lose a package and then just make a package disappear. I'm not saying I would ever do that, but as a breaker, it would be so easy to make a package just disappear. You could give it a tracking number, and you could probably get it a tracking number that would scan and everything. You could probably do it. I don't know the ins and outs of the post office, but I'm sure if you had a few friends in the post office, you could probably make a package disappear. Real easy. And who knows, man? Who knows? I've heard of packages disappearing, and I always find it odd because I've never had. I think I maybe had one package disappear ever, and it showed up like 2 months later. So it's always weird when I hear that stuff about just packages that vanish from thin air. And I know it does happen, but it's so rare that the frequency in which you hear about it doesn't match up with how rare the occurrence actually is.
Right.
But man, I don't know. All I was trying to say is I love all the people I get to hang out with every day. That's it. Good people. Good people. Quit doing business with bad people. Let's have some fun. Let's quit making this shit about money. Let's get back to having fun collecting cards. I did a break the other day. Pick your team mixer. It was so much fun. Because even everybody who was getting cards wanted those cards. That's literally why I like breaking. I get to open the cards. And then everybody's happy with what they get. All the hobby's been for the last 2 years is people just pissed that they got a bad draw on a random team because they're not going to make $10 million. But that's the hobby we're in now, friends, and it's not as fun as it used to be. I'm Brad Ross. This is my podcast. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Pav Daddy's also his pod. It's his too, So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll have the audio up for you guys in a little bit. Stay positive, though. That's really the thing. The hobby's fun, and that's why I said I wanted to get back to that. I want to become more approachable to all income levels again, because it's just getting to the point where it's kind of absurd. But
time to buy more Mike Trout.
Love Mike Trout. Time to buy Juan Soto. He keeps slumping. You know what I mean? His on base is 387. He's 23. I think he's washed. He's washed. Go ahead, sell him now. That's it, everybody. Have a great week. We'll be back next week. Be good.